If you want to know how you can recreate the Jailbreak power box into your Roblox game, make sure to watch this video all the way to the end to find out how to. Hey guys, and welcome back to this brand new video on my YouTube channel, and in this tutorial we will be recreating the Roblox Jailbreak power box. And what the power box is in Jailbreak, you'll see on the screen. If you go to the gate or like a police station thingy, there's a power box, and if you punch it like 10 times, the gates will open and you can go through it. And then after like 3 seconds, they'll close again, and you have to redo that power box. But that is what we're going to be recreating today. It is a power box like Jailbreak, but in your game. That's really cool. So make sure to give a like, subscribe to my channel, turn on that notification bell, because it really helps me out a lot. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And if you want, just become a member on my channel. It's not much, but I mean, if you want to, go ahead. Feel free to. So without further ado, let's get in this tutorial. So we have to do multiple things to start off. So first of all, you want to create a remote event in replicated storage, and you want to rename it to punch event, because we're going to be firing that from the client to the server, and the server is going to handle all of these mechanisms, whatever it is. So yes, so now you want to create a script in server script service. Yes, rename it to punch handler, and add in a bindable event. So not a remote event, but a bindable event. So in the script goes a bindable event, and in replicated storage goes a remote event. Got it? Thank you. So now you can just, you don't have to rename it. And now you want to do one last script in starter character scripts, add in a local script, and let's rename it to user input service. And the user input service like handles all of the keys that are pressed and received from the server, whatever it is. So yes. So first of all, let's do that because it is the most easiest script from the entire video. So local user input service is equals to game get service user input service, and what this does, we're requesting the user input service from Roblox themselves. Now we're gonna do that too on the player side. So local players is equals to game get service players, and as I said, we're now trying to receive or request the player service. So now local player is equals to players.local player. And now you want to do the replicated storage one. So replicated storage is equals to game get service replicated storage. And now we can do, and now we're gonna go to the punch event. So we're gonna do local punch event is equals to replicated storage dot punch event. So that is simple. It is replicated storage is this one, and the punch event is this one. So that is pretty cool. Now local debounce is equals to false. Now we're gonna be receiving the actual input thingies. So user input service dot input begun connect function key, and we're just gonna do key. So now we're gonna check if the key code is F. So because F is punch in Jailbreak, so we're just gonna use F2. So if key code, it should automatically end it up for you. If key code is equals to enum.keycode, and now you want to do whatever you want. You have like a lot of options. If I just try and find the, if you just do F, every key on your keyboard is possible. Probably not Alt F4, but who cares? So now if debounce is equals to false, so we're going to be checking if there's a cooldown. If not, we will set a cooldown. We're going to be firing the punch event by saying punch event fire server. Then we're going to be waiting 0.75 seconds, or actually it is 750 milliseconds, but you get the point. And then we will disable the cooldown by saying debounce is equals to false again. So that is pretty simple. So before we continue, you have to make a small little animation. Don't worry, I will guide you through it. Go to plugins. They should already be in your plugins section, because it's a built-in Roblox thingamajig. So we're going to do build rig R15 block. you will get a dummy. It's called dummy. He's really cute. Now you can do animation editor. Now I'll just drag it over here. I'm just gonna do this. Boom. You want to click on it, and you want to give it a name. So I'm just gonna do tutorial punch. You can name it whatever you want. It doesn't really matter, to be honest. And then you will just click create. And now you have an animation, but nothing is in it yet. So what you want to do, so go to the back of your character, and then get this bottom, the upper, not like the upper arm, or I don't know what it's called, but just get this one, and then rotate it with the red one to here. And then make sure it is alignable with these. So you want to drag it down a little bit. If you press R, you can switch. Like R, so rotation and dragging. So you want to like align it up with your character hand. Boom. And now that is the first one. Now skip it to like 0.12. And, well, actually 0.9. And then do it like this, as if you're actually punching something. And you can like move it up a little bit. So you have this. And then all the way at the end, or over here, you want to set it back. So you want to do this again and move it back. And that is pretty easy. So if over here you can test it out. So let's see. Am I happy with that? Maybe a little bit quicker. If you just drag this, you can set the time. So let's do this. Okay, we're actually punching. What if we do this? You're like, boom, and it's going back. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. So now you created an animation. So before you do anything, click these 3 dots. Go to set animation priority and set it to action, because action overrides everything else. Everything else. Sorry. And now you just want to click export. And now you have this. So just do tutorial punch submit, and this is the ID, and you just want to copy that. So I'm just gonna do boop. Okay, there we go. And you want to click close. If you want, you can like delete everything because you don't need the rest anymore. You just need that ID. Alrighty, so now we can go back into our punch handler, and this is the biggest script. It is 79 lines or something, somewhere for that. But first, let's make the gate. So we're gonna do a part. Oh, the part is over here. Alrighty. Oh, here. Okay, so this is the gate-ish. Okay. Let's use the 2. Move it up a little bit so it's like an actual gate. And rename it to gate 1. Now, you want to anchor it. Boom. Immediately duplicate it by Control D. And then rename it to gate 1 normal. And now select both of them and move them to the other side. Let me see. Just to be a little bit perfect. Yes, like that. Now rename this to gate 2 and rename this one to gate 2 normal. Now go to the gate 1 the gate normals, set the transparency to 1 and set King Collide off. Alrighty. Now what you want to do, get the normal gate, duplicate it, and rename it to gate 1 end. Now select the rotating, and rotate it like this, like that. So you have like a diagonal thingy. So you just want to like line it up with this thingy, like that. You want to line it up like that, and now do that on the other side too by duplicating it. Let me see. It has to be a little bit perfect. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. Okay. Sorry. So now you have these 2 thingies, and this is going to be the gate 2 end. Alrighty. So all you need now is a folder. Not a script, but a folder. Rename the folder to punchbox folder and put everything in it. Just boom. Like that. Now you need the punch box itself. So we're going to just create a part. I'm just going to make it a little bit thick. Like that. Okay, this is my punch box. And just put it over here. Let me see. Maybe a little bit more down. Because your right hand has to touch it. Alrighty. And this is going to be the punch box. Now, add in two sound effects. Sorry, not sign, but sound. And set the volume to 5. And the sound ID is going to be on screen. Just to make it simple. So you don't have to do a lot of things. And this is the... rename this one to hit sound. And the electro sound. And all of the information will be on the screen, so you can just straight up copy it and paste it. Don't worry. It's going to be okay. I got you. So let's continue on by putting the punch box in a punch box folder and anchor everything. So click on workspace and just anchor everything just to make it simple. So now we can go on to the actual coding. And this is pretty hard. So just keep caution. And you're good to go. So let's do all of our variables first. Local replicated storage is equal to game colon get service replicated storage. Now we're gonna be doing the punch event. Local punch event is equal to replicated storage dot punch event. Local players is equal to game colon get service players. Local tween service is equal to game colon get service tween service. And now we're going to be requesting the punch box by saying local parts is equal to workspace dot punch box folder dot punch box. And it sounds like SpongeBox or something, but it's punch box. Local parts debounce it's false because we will also be adding a cooldown to the part to make sure you cannot spam it by just walking straight up to it. Local part hit is equal to 0. So if you hit the part, it's going to like add up 1, and at 10, the gates will open and then reset it back to 0. So you get the point, and it's really cool. So now we need to define all the gates. So local gate 1, local gate 2, local gate 1 end, local gate 2 end, and now the normal ones, local gate 1 normal, and local gate 2 normal. So I'll just give you a second to pause, type this over, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. I feel like a teacher now, but don't worry. Now we can do workspace dot punchbox folder dot gate 1. And now you can just copy that equals, 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 and equals. And now you can just do this. Alrighty. So that is that was really quick. So local bindable event is equal to script.event. And I don't know if you add in a bindable event, I don't know why it's going to event, but just do script.event. Now we will be adding an animation to your character, the animation we made, and we're going to do a debounce checking. Players, the player added, connect, function, player. So we're checking if there's going to be a player getting added to the game, and then giving it a variable called player. So now player.character added, connect, function. Let's just do character. We're going to give it the variable called character. So that's pretty cool. So now let's add in the animation by saying local animation is equals to instance.new animation. And now we added an animation, but it's not anywhere. So animation.name is equals to punch animation. Now we can do animation.animation ID. Just leave it blank for a second. Don't worry if there's a red underline, just leave it blank. And animation.parent is equals to character, and we're going to be putting it in your humanoid root part. But don't worry, we'll be fixing that. So let me just get my ID. I think it's this one. Alrighty, 6-2. But do not do this. This is not going to work. You have to put in these thingies RBX asset ID colon // and then the number. So you have to do that. Got it? Great job of you. Local debounce checking, and just copy this debounce checking word. It's a long word. Is because the instance that knew a bool value. And now debounce checking dot name is equals to debounce checking dot parent. We're going to be putting it in your player, and debounce checking dot value is equals to false. So that is everything for that. We're almost done. Now we can do punch event dot on server event. So this is when you press F. This is the picking up from it. Connect function player. Now we can do local character. We're gonna be trying to get the animation and the humanoid and all that stuff, and the birds are also like doing funny things. So local character is equal to player dot character. And now we're gonna be checking. We're gonna be trying to get the debounce checking. So local debounce checking is equal to player dot debounce checking. And now this is a funny part. Local animation is equal to character dot humanoid root part colon wait for child punch animation. Now we're gonna be making a track out of it. So local track is equal to character dot humanoid colon load animation. So that is really easy. Now we're going to be checking for your debounce. So if debounce checking that value is false. So if there's no debounce, we'll give you a debounce by saying debounce checking that value is equal to true. We're going to be playing our animation. We're going to be waiting half a second for the cooldown to go back, and then debounce checking that value is equal to false. So let me just explain what we're doing. We're picking up the punch event. We're making a character, a debounce checking, an animation, and a track variable, with the debounce checking being the debounce, animation being the actual animation, and the track we're loading in the animation to your character and humanoid. Over here we're checking if you're on a cooldown. If not, we'll give you a cooldown. We'll play the animation. We'll wait half a second, and then the cooldown will disappear. So if you want to test this out really badly, you can. Don't worry. So now you're over here. If you press F, as you can see, you punch. And it doesn't look the best, of course, but I mean, I'm not the best in animations. But hey, at least it works. Alrighty, cool. This one. So now we're going to be doing the actual part touching. So we're going to be doing part that touched, connect, function, object. So we're going to be tracking an object that is getting added or touched, sorry. So we're going to be checking if it's a player. So if object dot parent find first child humanoid. Only players have a humanoid, so that's why we're checking for a humanoid. If yes, local player is equal to players get player from character object dot parent, because anything can touch the object, you know, even the sky can touch it. So now local right hand is equals to player dot character dot right hand, and that is a right hand. So now we're going to be checking a lot of things. So if object dot name, so if the thing that touched it, if it is called the right hand, because maybe someone's going to rename the right hand, so we're going to be checking for it. And if object.name, so if the thing that touches it is the name of the right hand, and you have a debounce, so like, and if you're like punching, and player debounce checking that value is equal to true, and if the part debounce is equal to false, because the part has to be so if you touch it, there's going to be a cooldown on the part to prevent it from being spammed. And so for the punching mechanic. And now we're going to be enabling a part debounce like that. We're going to be playing the hit sound, because if you like smack it, there's going to be a sound. So part.hit sound, play. We're going to be adding one number to the part hit, so part hit plus equals 1. And we're not going to be printing the part hit, but it's kind of funny. So now we're going to be checking if it is above 10. So if part hit is the same, or is higher or the same as the value called 10, then we're going to be resetting it back. Part hit is equal to 0. Going to be resetting it back to 0. Over here, we're going to be playing an electro sound. So parts.electro sound, play, because it's like going to be zapping. That is just a custom thing. It is a custom thing because I added it. So part hit is equal to 0, and we're going to be firing our bindable event, which allows servers to communicate with each other. So server to server is going to work. And now out of that function, you can do wait 0.5 and part debounce is equal to false, because there won't be any debounce anymore. So let's test this out. I will be enabling my desktop sound. Okay, I think it's safe. Okay, you'll probably barely hear it. So let's test this out. I will mute myself, and you can hear the sound. And as you heard, that electro zap means it has been touched or punched 10 times, which is really cool. So, but now, as you can see, the gates are not opening. You're like, newbie, why is that? Well, that's a good question. First of all, we're going to be adding, actually, we don't need that. So, let's see. We're going to be picking up the bindable event by saying bindable event. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to lower this thing because I had to jump. Bindable event.event, connect, function. And now we have to do a lot of text. Local tween 1 starts. Local tween 2 start. Local tween 1 end. And local tween 2 end. Now we're going to be doing tween 1 start, play. Tween 2 start, play. We're going to be waiting 3 seconds for it to go back. So tween 1 end, play, and tween 2 end, play. And this is your 4 last lines of code. Ignore those underlines. Is equals to, here it comes. Tween service, create. We're going to be creating it on the gate 1, because the gates are our priority. Tween info dot new. It's going to be taking 1 second to open up. Our easing style is going to be sign. Our easing direction is going to be enum. That easing direction dot in out, and this has to be a capital. And now out of this bracket, put a comma. And put a curly bracket, a curved bracket. Position is equals to gate 1 end dot position, comma, orientation, and I cannot. Let me just do this. Orientation is equals to gate 1 end dot orientation, which means the rotation of it. Now you want to copy this line and put it over here too. But make sure this has to be gate 1 end. Gate 2 end. Gate 2. And gate 2. You can copy these 2 lines. It's equals to that. and I know somewhere it's messed up. Let me just see how I can fix that. Okay, like that. So we're going to be doing gate 1 again. And instead of gate 1 end, we're going to do gate 1 normal and gate 1 normal. Now we can get this one again, the second one. Paste it for the gate 2 end. And set it to gate 2 normal and gate 2 normal. Make sure gate 1, gate 1, gate 2, gate 1, gate 2. 1, 1, 1, everything's the same. And this should be good to go. So we can test this out. And I hope that it's going to work. So before we start testing, we're going to be adding a decal to our gate 1 decal. Make both gates invisible. And on the decal, put this ID on screen. And just put it on gate 2 too. And make sure to duplicate it and set it to oh no, and set it to the back too. So back, yep. And before you do anything, click on the left gate and rotate it 180 degrees. It won't make sense, but just do it. So now let's test this. I will mute myself again and enjoy. It's gonna be pretty loud, so don't worry. As you saw, that one gate did not work, and that is because go to the gate 2 normal and also rotate it 180. So let's test this out again. I will lower the volume a little bit. So let's test this out. I will just lower the volume. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8, 9, 10. And as you see, that works. So if you did enjoy this video, make sure to give a like and subscribe to my channel because it really helps me out a lot. All I can say is that my name is Newbie, and I say peace out.